Hello. I'm making a video. So basically, I thought we were worth making a video because I've had a lot of kind of conversations with LEA, other builders, other people make fiberglass aircraft, UVA drones here. This is my Pulsar. Have a look. Now before January this year, this was white and the paint was shot to shit. So it really needed redoing. Went for a bright yellow. That's kind of my sort of favourite kind of colour really. A bit fluorescent, you know, high-vis jacket and everything. But basically, we sanded it all back, no chemicals, 5-in-1 2-pack primer, and then 2K paint, gloss yellow and a gloss black. Back in September, October last year, there was conversations starting with the LEA in regards to this part of the aircraft. Fuselage is a composite construction. The wings are wood, a little bit of composite and resin that's used in the construction and the folding to make the spars and blue foam and all that kind of thing. But this was actually the main sort of point of concern, being the composite, and it's this made from a kind of a foam core material that's got something called Hexan Epolite 2015 resin used in it, and it's been put in an autoclave and the fuselage has essentially been baked. The original builders built the wings with normal resin and whatnot, same with the tail. So conversation with the LEA that if you paint it anything other than white, it would be a problem. I was a bit not too sure about what I was being told, so I had to go away and do a bit of research. The resin used in this fuselage, we eventually found the data sheet, which I'll show now on the screen. The glass transition temperature, which I'd never heard of before until I started looking into this, was 185 Fahrenheit, which is 85 degrees. Bought ourselves a little temperature sensor and actually going to have a look at what temperatures are at different parts of the aircraft. So sun's out, it's about 25 degrees today at Goodwood, and it might be a bit hotter, but the watch is 25 degrees. And normal fuselage in the sun, see that? 33 degrees. See it? Mm-hmm. Okay, so on the wings, like the kind of face of the wing, again, sort of 33 degrees. Now there's black sort of trim here, okay, and there's a black bit on the end here, which is pretty much facing at the sun. That's 53 degrees. But wings aren't really much of a concern, they're wood. Not really too problem. The problem was all this fuselage here. So this part of the fuselage doesn't really seem to catch the light, and if you put your hand under it, it's not really getting warm. Do a quick reading, 27 degrees. And then you've got a bit here, 25 degrees. And then we've got a bit here, 28 degrees. And then a bit of detail on the tail, my number, 34 degrees. Now the thing that we noticed immediately that does get fairly warm is the wing walk tape. Out of everything we've seen, put your hand on it, it sort of does feel like it's getting a bit warm. Might be a quick reading. 55 degrees. Yeah. Now what was told to us that the ground, which actually we'll do a reading, 33 degrees. The ground is actually going to reflect, and essentially they thought it'd make the aircraft get hot underneath. But if you put your hand under it, it's not getting warm at all. Reading 23 degrees. So actually the aircraft underneath actually stays quite cool. Around the engine, which actually had a lot more to actually get it through the permit, which has now been issued. It actually had a lot more work doing on it. There's new custom milled exhaust mounts, new prop. Spinner's been rebalanced. These cutouts were changed because it didn't really match the profile of the existing prop. All working good now. It's all been flown. Under here, obviously it gets warm because of the engine as well. But obviously sitting out here in the sun, again, it's only like 25 degrees. Cockpit, it's always been warm in there. I don't think there's anything you can do. It's always been roasting in the sun. Just can't really fly for much longer than an hour because it's just too hot to take. But obviously in winter and autumn, spring, it's fine. The decals on here probably not doing much effect. 46 degrees. See that?
Just about need to. There we go. 46.
Yeah. So all in all, basically I've just thought I'd make a video because I've had a lot of criticism online. I've had a lot of people sending nasty comments and stuff like that. Obviously if this was all black, it'd be a problem. But we never went black, it was always going to be yellow. Although ages ago I thought, oh, about matte black, maybe not. But yeah, black would have been a big problem. But being this yellow, this kind of, we call it a bolt yellow, RAL 1016 if you want to look it up. Basically, you know, it's kind of turned out good. Did the job ourselves. We actually turned the camera around. We actually did it right over there next to that building. We put a marquee up and stripped it back. Couldn't afford to workshop. You know, it's all budget aircraft anyway. But yeah, but basically there you go. So it doesn't really get particularly hot in the sun, as it was kind of loads of people saying, oh, you need to wash it, you need to wash it. It's actually kind of turned out alright. So I'll probably post this online. LEA will want to see this with little readings and stuff. But there you go, that's it. That's my Pulsar, been resprayed.
How long has it been left out in the sun for?
Oh, it's about 2 hours now.
So it's been out in the sun.
We got here about 10 to 12, and it's, what is it now? It's just gone 2:15.
Okay.
Yeah. Alright, there you go.